I think we're going live. We are now live. What's going on, guys? Wow, I have some stories to tell you guys. I have some stories to tell you. Welcome into Wade's Ventures YouTube channel tonight. We have not only an incredible guest, but I have a lot of stuff to go over tonight. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to put it out there now. Basically, guys, I got the times mixed up. I thought today was 6 and tomorrow is 5 p.m. and it's actually flipped. So I definitely apologize to our guests, which we'll go over in a second. And I apologize to you guys for waiting. Let me say hello to some people in chat. We have Victor in the house, Thrifty Santa, Gina, what's going on? Key Lime Kisses, Rusta Raccoon. By the way, buddy, Rusta Raccoon, I got the little gift. So I'm going to show that to everybody. Adam, what's going on? What is going on, man? You were in the video. Mary, what's going on? All right, guys. Todd, what's going on? Let's see. I'm kind of a little bit. Ashley, thanks for the call and let me know. Tom, what's going on? Hickory, what's going on? We have your guest tomorrow, Hickory. All right, guys. So let's get into this. I know we're late, but this is going to be an amazing guest that we're going to want to learn a lot from. And without further ado, let me turn it over to him since we're running late, and he can go ahead and introduce himself. Go ahead, my man.
Hey, what's up, everybody? My name is Jake. I go by Know It to Flip It. Got a pretty new YouTube channel, and I thrift. I sell retail arbitrage. I do it all. So I'm gonna let Wade ask the questions because I'm new to this. So I'm gonna let you take over.
Well, first and foremost, you do definitely have an awesome YouTube channel. You're taking off quite quick. I don't know. I think you just do really good thumbnails. You have a really good YouTube channel, really good information. And guys, going into fourth quarter, you're going to want some new with tag items. Like a lot of people, I think they get the misconception that they can do a bunch of used items and still make a ton of money in fourth quarter. Fourth quarter primarily is new, unless possibly you're doing vintage or I'm talking clothing in particular. If you've got hard goods, that's a completely different story. But used clothing, you're going to want some new with tag stuff. And this is the man. This is the man that we need to talk to do that. So it's going to be really good, guys. If you have questions, put it in chat. And you guys know, if you've been to my shows, just click the link, subscribe to his YouTube channel, and I will give you guys a shout out because honestly, you're going to want to be. So without further ado, give me a little back end story about you, my man. Like, are you full-time, part-time? What state are you living in? What's your favorite food? Go ahead.
All right, man. Well, let me just say this first. I don't see the chat, so I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to see the chat, so I won't be able to respond to anything because I don't have anything going right here. But in regards to backstory, I'm a part-time seller. I still have a full-time job. I got into reselling a long time ago. I joined eBay like in 2001, and I've been reselling since, I mean, on and off, but I started reselling probably like 03 and 04. I think I'm like possibly one of the OG retail arbitrager because I probably started selling on eBay because I used to go to like TJ Maxx and Marshalls, and I lived in Chicago. I'm from Chicago, and I lived in Chicago at the time. And the Bears had moved their jerseys over to like a new style. So all these orange Bears jerseys and stuff hit TJ Maxx, Marshalls for like $19.99. And I was picking them all up and selling them for like 60, 65 bucks. And that was back in the day where, you didn't have tons of competition and, you couldn't buy the jerseys everywhere. It was just on eBay. And really, if you wanted a Bears jersey, you'd have to go local. Someone in Chicago would have to get it, So that's kind of how I started. And but I was really on and off from there. And probably like about four years ago, I really picked it up. I needed to make some extra income. So I just started hustling a lot harder.
By the way, if you want to open up your phone or another web browser, just go to my YouTube channel, mute it on your phone or the web browser, and you'll be able to see chat because you're going to want to see chat. Now we have Susie at OG in the hizzy. Am I saying that right? I don't know. I could be wrong. But yes, we have a really cool seasons reseller. So I want to get into this because, I don't know if you follow, but I am a big Ross, Burlington, Marshalls, TJ Maxx. I love shopping at those locations, and I love talking to people that do, because you always learn new techniques and different things that you can do in that game. And it's a lot bigger now. You got like Hustler Hacks, Hustle B, you. I mean, I can name off a ton of people that do this now and that are on YouTube. So it's definitely a little bit more competition. A lot of people doing it, but it's a great way to source for items. So guys, if you have any questions along the way, let me know. So tell me a little bit about like by the way, I had no idea you're part-time, by the way that you've been doing your YouTube channel and your Instagram. Looks like you're a full-time guy. But tell me, like, what's your schedule hitting these retail stores? Like, how do you tackle sourcing at these locations and getting inventory?
Well, next to my job, I have a TJ Maxx. Next to my gym, I have a Ross. And usually maybe like a Friday night or early Saturday, I pick a time and then I just like hit a route of stores. And usually when I go out, I do, everything. I'll hit the thrift stores on the way. I'll hit the retail stores. I basically try to get anything I get my hands on. But like you were saying, for Q4, I'm trying to find a lot more new tag things that I could sell, because obviously those sell better around this time of year.
Now, do you know anybody at these stores? Do you have relationships with any of the people that work there?
I mean, I say hi and how you doing? Like they'll see me with the camera and stuff. But not, I haven't built any kind of relationship like that yet, where anybody's like calling me and letting me know that there's like a restock. But I did have some relationships like that at a couple of thrift stores before, where where they would get some Jordans and stuff like that, and they give me a call, and there'd be a little payoff there every so often.
So tell me, I'm always curious to see point of views here. Are you filming your YouTube videos? Because you go into these stores and you film basically, right? I think it's cool, guys. So tell me, like, are you trying to hide the camera, or are you just completely like, screw it, I'm filming? Or tell me a little bit about how you're teaching people how to do this in these stores. Like, are you open about it?
I'm still kind of hesitant. I don't want it to be completely open, because I am kind of like a shy person. I don't want like the attention when I'm in the store. But if there's something like really hype sitting there and I got to get it on camera, I got to do what I got to do. So yeah.
This see, you want dedication like this, right? I'm excited for fourth quarter. You said you're buying a lot of new tag stuff. Like, are you trying to particularly do shoes? Like, what type of inventory are you just going all out? Pretty much anything you can make a buck on.
I mean, honestly, the kind of way I do things with the retail stuff is I kind of look for the stuff that is more like hyped up, because almost everything new is going to be somewhat saturated, right? So I want to kind of get the items that I know that, even though there's a lot listed, they're all going to sell, soon or eventually. So I'm kind of looking for like the hype Nikes, some kind of nice Nike jackets, because there's a lot of stuff that could trick you on the shelves that looks good. You'll be like, oh wow, I can make some money on this. The retail tag says $98, right? And it's like 25. But you go on eBay, those things are selling for $29.99, right? So you gotta just be careful with the kind of stuff you're picking up. So I try to stick to like the stuff I know. I mean, because I don't know. I mean, I don't know like if it's an advantage or whatnot, but I spent a lot of time in the 90s. I'm 37 years old. So I kind of know like what's popular, because it's popular again right now. You know what I mean? So it kind of gives you that built-in advantage, like all the Air Maxes and all that kind of stuff. I see it. I know it. It was cool then. It's cool now. You know what I mean? So, so yeah, I try to stick to stuff that I know is going to sell pretty quick, and like the NFL jerseys and stuff like that. Obviously, NFL season's coming up. People are going to want to buy jerseys for Christmas and stuff. So I'm definitely concentrating on stuff like that.
So tell me, like, do we have a wife, a girlfriend at the house? Like, what do they have? Brothers, sisters? What do they think of you reselling?
I got a girlfriend. She lives in DC, and I'm in Atlanta. So that's why I spend a lot of time in DC. I got 2 kids. My daughter is 19, and my son is 15. Yeah, so
Wait. Daughter 19?
yeah, she's 19. I started early, man. I started like right out of high school.
Jeez, what are you eating, man? What do you got over there? You eating your greens or something?
Low carb.
Man, guys, look at this. You're gonna be one of those when they have kids, they're gonna be one of those grandpas out there just running the bases, right? That's incredible. That is awesome. That's amazing. I think it's really cool that you can eat healthy and like be healthy for not only your kids but your grandkids. Like you're gonna live until you're 130. I promise you.
There's a Ross right next to the gym too, so I got to do what I got to do.
Oh my God, guys! I'm telling you, I gotta get going. I gotta work out. I was huffing and puffing yesterday, walking up and down the stairs a couple times. So tell me, okay, so do you wouldn't happen to have a couple shoes by okay, because I want to show people how you can look up shoes, and we'll do that. Maybe I'll grab some shoes, but give me some tips. Like when you walk in, are you scanning how do you like source within the store? Some people will grab a lot of shoes, put it in a basket, kind of go through it. Like, do you kind of like just eyeball, already know what you kind of want, and then look up?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was talking about. See, like when I look at the shelves, immediately I'll know if a shoe has some kind of possibility, right? So I go from there and I look it up. So, for instance, like in my last video, I was at Gabe's and there was these Kobe 9s there, the Mamba Curios, I think they're called. I was like, oh man, yeah, and then I looked them up and, I could have made like maybe $40 a pair, right? So I kind of left those behind. But my eye goes towards the shoes that I know that people are kind of looking for right now. And I mean, my recommendation would kind of be for people who want to kind of learn shoes and stuff like that. There's a lot of different shoe tubers on YouTube and they review shoes and stuff like that. And usually they're usually reviewing the stuff that's hyped up. So you'll kind of get an idea if you watch some of that programming, what is in style right now, what people are looking for, so when you go to a Gabe's, you go to a Ross or something like that, you'll know when you see it. And that's what the kind of stuff you should be looking up.
Guys, did you hear that? That is an amazing tip. Shoe tubers. I don't think we've heard that yet on this channel.
Oh, there's a lot of shoe tubers, man. I mean, that's the key. I mean, you want to get obviously the Nike sneakers app. I mean, because usually Nike's only pushing out the more, the better stuff on the app, right? And you definitely want to watch some YouTube because you'll definitely get your game up.
So tell me about the Nike. Slow up here. You're giving way too many nuggets too quick. Okay. Tell me about the Adidas app. So you download the Adidas app. I think that's a really good nugget. And then that they kind of like show what is up and coming.
It's actually the Nike sneakers app. You want the Nike sneakers app. And usually they're going to show you all the new Jordan releases. They're going to show you like the Vapor Max, and it's usually like the better stuff that they're showing on there. They're not really showing you like the kind of DSW shoes or the whatever Rack Room, none of that kind of stuff. You're going to see more of the better stuff, so you kind of get an idea of what is kind of hot right now.
I think that's awesome. I was watching Hustler Hacks and he had mentioned that sometimes also when you're sourcing at Ross, in the colder climate areas, kind of like Oregon and different places, they'll roll out they'll clearance out some of those cleats quicker than, hotter climates basically.
Yeah.
So I think that's kind of a cool tip. If you're, I got to tell you though, the Atlanta Falcons, I lost a ton of money on them on the Super Bowl. Are you Atlanta Falcons fans? Being in Atlanta?
I live in Atlanta, but I'm actually a Bears fan. So.
Oh, okay, good. I didn't do well that Super Bowl. Like it was crazy. I had a bunch of parlays. I walked away thinking I was money in the bank, and then I don't know what happened. You guys know what happened. It was crazy. So are you? How are you? Because I'm curious. So you're sourcing. You get all this inventory. Tell me kind of how you're taking pictures of these shoes, because I heard a lot of people say they use white backgrounds, but then sometimes when you use white backgrounds, it washes out a lot of the soles, and it doesn't look as good, especially for white shoes. So what's your process of like not only taking pictures but listing and getting this online? And are you only on eBay, or do we have different platforms that you're on currently?
eBay, Poshmark, and Amazon. Well, I mean, honestly, I'm not like super pro, like you guys. I'm taking my pictures on a marble kind of countertop, and usually I'm just taking a picture like, one shoe like this, one shoe kind of like that, and then both sides, the backs, the bottoms, So, but when it comes to shoes, you definitely want to take at least like 10 pictures. You want to take pictures of the tag. You want to take pictures of everything, because if you do have a good shoe, I mean, the market for fakes is huge, and people kind of want to trust who's selling the shoes to them. And a lot of people will put up like a picture of a stock photo or something like that. You much rather have, don't put the time in, take the pictures, because people shopping for shoes are going to want to see that you actually have the shoe in hand, that it's legit, versus like just like a stock photo or maybe one photo in the box or something like that. Because that's a big concern for people who want higher price shoes, that they're not fake.
Guys, if you subscribe to his channel, type 1, because I completely missed chat for a while. So type 1 so I can shout you out if you subscribe to his channel. But are you doing, because I know possibly on some higher end shoes, you're probably doing signature confirmation. Are you doing that, or are you not doing that? Some people do.
Honestly, I don't do signature confirmation. I always do the insurance.
Okay.
I always pay the insurance, because I feel like the most possible scam is like, I didn't get the shoes, they disappeared, something like that. And if that's the case, I'm covered. Because if I'm gonna spend that $3, I'd rather spend it on insurance than on the signature confirmation.
That's smart. Now, can you explain the difference between like B grade shoes and shoes that possibly have issues or gluing issues or something like that? Can you explain like what you need to look for when you pick up the shoe?
I mean, usually the only issue you're going to have with B grade is if the B grade is stamped inside the shoe. And it kind of devalues the shoe some, and you're going to have to disclose it. But outside of that, I mean, if it doesn't have a B grade stamped in there, it's fine. It's a retail pair. But I mean, obviously you can get unlucky and get kind of a crappy pair. But I mean, you just kind of want to examine it, and if there's any kind of issue, you want to disclose it. But as long as there's not a B stamped in it, you're fine. I mean, it's a retail pair. You're good.
Yeah, and it's that is basically from the manufacturer saying that there's a defect with the shoe, and you do get some of those. You can't see chat right now, but there's a lot of love for you right now. Key Lime Kisses has subscribed. Lisa, Russell Raccoon, Hickory, The Real Stitch, Miss Frenchie.
I appreciate it, everybody. Thank you.
Yes. Oh, guys, literally, like, I really respect him, because I love the shoe game. It's like really, really fun. I mean, if you can barely see, but I got a bunch of lower end shoes and some higher end shoes here and some old samples. And like, I like the shoe game, and like, you make a good amount of money. They're easy to box up and ship off. Like I love going to, there's no better feeling than walking up to a Ross and getting like some Mercurial Vipers or something like that for $20, and then, making some good money on them, or whatever the case may be at the time. It's, once you go to a bunch of them, your eyes kind of scan towards those shoes. It's really hard to explain. And a little tip too, I learned, I got to give credit to Glenn. I don't know if he's watching or not, but he came up with an idea. During fourth quarter, Ross lines get out the door. Like, they're massive, right? So a way to kind of avoid that is to purchase like a cheap $2 item at Ross Dress for Less. Always keep the receipt and the item with you. So if you need to jump the line, because Ross has separate return lines, you can just return that $2 item, jump the line, and go to the next Ross. That way, because fourth quarter, it's all about time, right? You don't want to spend too much time in lines.
Yeah, Wade, but then the people in the regular line want to jump you when you get out the store.
Hey, if you're you, you're fine. If you're me, I'm not, right? So, tell me, how does the kids, like, are you kind of teaching them the value of like making money and, selling, not necessarily selling on eBay, but some do, but just like the fact that you can take an item for $20 and make $100? Like, isn't it amazing that you can kind of teach your kids? Like, I wish I had that when I was younger,
I mean, it's amazing. If you watch like my videos, that's actually my daughter that's with me in them. If you see, there's a girl in them, that's my daughter. So I've basically been teaching her like how to thrift and stuff like that because I feel like if worst comes to worst, you can always make money. You know what I mean? All you need is an eBay account, a little bit of knowledge, and I mean the money's out there. And I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of times I'll walk into a store, I'll be in there for an hour. I might have got $300, $400 worth of stuff in an hour, and it's kind of mind boggling sometimes, to be honest. I mean, you're not always going to find stuff, but if you have knowledge and you know what to look for, then it's not really that difficult.
Now tell me how you're pulling shoe comps. Like I think this is really it's different for everybody, right? So when you look up like a Nike shoe, right? For example, how I know you're looking at comps and what the sell-through rate is, but like in your mind, walk me through the process of like, okay, should I pick up this shoe or should I not? Right? I know it's based on how much you're paying and how much they're selling, how many times they're selling, what time of year, but kind of give me like a thought process for you.
I mean, usually, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look it up by the tag number in the shoe, right? Then it'll give me an idea of what they're listed for. It'll also give you the name of the shoe, right? So at that point, I'll kind of look at it by the tag number. I'll look at how many are listed. I'll look at how many sold, right? And if that looks good to me, right? If it looks like there's some money in that shoe, they're selling for. I mean, I really like to make kind of at least $40 to $50 at least, right? On a pair of shoes. So if the money's there, after fees and everything like that, then I'll look it up again just by the name, sans the code, without the code, just the name, and then see how many more listings you get there, and see how much those are priced at, and see how much those sold for as well. Because if you just use the code, then you're taking the listings down to just the ones that have that, when there could still be plenty more that don't have the code in.
I think that's huge. I don't know if we've heard that on here either. Like, so let's say you've got a Nike pair of shoes and you type in the code, which is pretty easy to type in the code. But let's say there is some listings that people don't put that in there, and I recommend everybody do. But if they don't, you're only getting like a portion of the shoes, a portion of the complete listings, right?
Yeah, you're gonna get a lot of people listing without the code, because you have a lot of people. Because mostly like the more professional kind of people put the codes in, but you'll have a lot of people who just pick the shoe up, be like Nike Vapor Max, Nike Hirachi, whatever, and don't write the code. So you kind of won't necessarily know all your competition. I mean, I'll say like this. So I'll see a shoe, let's say it's like $49.99, right? And it's sold for like, somebody bought it for like $129, somebody bought it for like $110, whatever. And then but right now there's like 5 or 6 pairs listed at like $69.99. No, I'm leaving it. You know what I mean? Because this is a part-time thing for me right now. I mean, maybe if I went full-time, I consider more long-term. But being part-time, I really don't want my money sitting in a shoe that might take, a year and a half before I get my $50 out of it.
And can you like, you're making these YouTube videos, you're trying to help people out. Like, what's some common mistakes that you made from the beginning that you don't make now? Like, what's some mistakes that probably new people make when they go retail arbitrage, like these different Burlington, Ross, different retail stores? Like, what's some mistakes that you think that they make?
Me personally, because I got into retail arbitrage after thrifting, I think I was pretty well versed to know what I'm kind of doing. But I do think that I do get questions from a lot of new people. For instance, like the jerseys, right? I had a video where I went to like all the Rosses in Atlanta. I got a flat tire, and I just kept trucking, and I picked up, I think, like 14 or 17 jerseys or something like that. And people were asking me like, should I pick up this jersey? Should I pick up that jersey? And I mean, it's real simple things. I mean, like, if the player doesn't play for the team anymore, do not pick the jersey up. You know what I mean? Like, it's like there's Joe Hayden Browns jerseys everywhere, right? And I made a little Instagram photo that says, "Stop, do not pick up this jersey," right? And people are like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Well, because he doesn't play for the Browns anymore. People aren't checking for that jersey. So little things like that. I think shoes. A lot of people I see will just look at the retail. They'll go to eBay and see kind of, oh wow, it's selling for $129. Well, no, it's not. It's listed for 129, right? It's not selling for 129. It's listed. So you really got to check. You really got to go through the sold listings, you know. And a lot of times in sold listings, there'll be one-offs, maybe some high prices that may be sold overseas or something like that. You really got to look at that stuff because I mean, you might see one sell for 129, but then you got a bunch under that's sold for 75. Take your mind to the 75. Don't focus on that 129. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Well, Jenamine actually asked, "What is his Instagram?" And by the way, guys, I'll pull it up right here. It is an amazing Instagram. So let me scroll through here. Hopefully that. Oh, that was a. Okay, so you guys can see he's got a lot of information here, different shoes. You guys should definitely be following this stud on Instagram. Look at this. Look how beautiful your Instagram is. Mine is like, gosh, you got you and the Clutch Swag and all you guys keep your Instagram so beautiful, you shoe sellers. But mine, you can see it's like broken out truck window, random help. When you see help on Instagram, you probably should not be following that reseller. No, I'm joking. Look at this. Anyways, guys, go follow his Instagram. I think is there, I always ask this question. Is there any websites that you use to help you in any, or websites and or apps that help you in your reselling game? Like you mentioned the Nike app, but is there any other resources that you use?
Honestly, I'm pretty simple. You know, I'm using eBay and I'm using the Amazon seller app really.
Now, are you gated on Amazon to sell shoes?
No, I can't sell my Amazon, no.
Okay. It's because I know that older accounts you can, newer stuff you're gonna have a hard time unless you get a massive purchase or something like that, purchase order or something. It's pretty hard right now. So
I started selling on Amazon only like about a year ago. I found some like Star Trek micro machine sets at a Goodwill, and I went on eBay and they were like $39.99. I was like, dang. And I went on Amazon, those things were $100. I put them on Amazon and I sold them all for $100. So that's one of the advantages to Amazon to eBay is that you got a lot of people that don't leave Amazon. So whatever the cheapest price they see on Amazon in their mind, that's the cheapest they can get it.
Oh yeah. Now it's pretty incredible fourth quarter. Like it is, especially if you have new attack stuff, new items. It's pretty incredible, right? And so tell me, like, what are you doing to prepare for fourth quarter? I know you're buying a lot of new attack stuff, but are you bulking up your inventory? Are you listing it right now, or are you waiting for another couple weeks? Like, what are you doing for fourth quarter?
Yeah, like I said, I am picking up more new attack stuff. I'm listing it as I go. I'm not holding off for any reason, but I don't necessarily have it all listed. Kind of because I'm pretty busy and I'm kind of a procrastinator when it comes to listing. Because I mean, who likes listing? We all like shopping.
Oh yes. But, are you swimming in shoes right now?
Yeah, there's shoes all over my bedroom. Yeah, all over. Because I live in an apartment, so I don't have a garage or anything like that. So I just got everything in my bedroom right now. I had to buy like another rack, like from Target, to hang all the jerseys and clothes on, and I got all the shoes stacked up. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, just focusing a little more because I know all the stuff's gonna sell because people are gonna start spending their money, and I'm not holding off. There's no reason to hold off. List it now. But I would say if you list it now, don't get worried that it's not selling and start dropping your price because people aren't ready to spend their money yet.
That's a good tip. I want to. Are you doing free returns on your shoes? Like,
hell no, never.
Are you charging shipping?
I charge shipping forever and ever, always, and I never do free returns. Never. Because I put it like this way. It's like, I know a lot of people have different beliefs or whatnot, but I feel like this. I feel like it's free shipping, right? So you do free shipping. You don't know, because I live in Atlanta. So when I ship to California, it's high. You know, it's very high. So if I have like a 4-pound box going to Cali, it's like $23, right? And then if it's a good shoe, I got to pay another $3 for insurance. So we're talking like 25 bucks. So my mentality is more like this. I have a good pair of shoes. I'm going to charge you for shipping, right? There's people all over this country who want that pair of shoes, right? So there could be somebody in South Carolina or North Carolina or Maryland who want the shoes just as much as that person in California. And I'd rather have them buy it for me. I mean, because it'll be cheaper to them, obviously, right? I mean, their shipping to them would be like $9 and shipping to Cali would be like 25. So maybe somebody closer will buy it to me. I'll wait for them to want it because to me, I'm not doing free shipping. And then on top of that, if it does come back to me, I just ate the shipping there and I mean the shipping back.
Are you doing a best offer?
I don't do best offer either. I feel like if somebody because they're gonna make you an offer through the messages anyway. You know what I mean? If somebody because to me, best offer just invites low ballers. It's just saying like the price of the shoe is not really the price of the shoe.
Now, are you taking your photos with your phone? Because I have a question from Jenamine, by the way. And
yeah, I take pictures with my phone.
do you let's see, do you have any advice on taking black, dark blue, or dark colored shoes? Mine always wash out with my lighting.
When I do take the pictures, I don't know, I have a S7, but I do notice that when I turn my phone a little bit, like the colors will lighten up or darken up a little bit. So I kind of manipulate the angle a little bit till I get the color I want. I don't know if that's a very technical explanation. Does that help?
Do you know Ecom Moose?
Yeah. I love Ecom. I love Moose. He's dope.
Moose, he can't see chat, so that was genuine right there. Moose is in chat.
See, I didn't even know Moose was watching, but I'm sending my love to Moose.
Moose? Hey, guys, if you have not seen the eBay Open 2018 video, it's 2 hours between the two videos, like literally 2 hours of footage, guys. Highly edited, really cool video. And the reason I say go watch it is I really think that I took a lot of footage to give you a good sense of what eBay Open is next year. So when you watch it, guys, you'll kind of know what to expect next year. And so if you guys haven't seen that, but getting to my point, Mr. Ecom Moose was in there a few times, guys. So go watch it. Okay, so are you doing calculated shipping too? That was another question.
Yeah, for sure. Always calculated shipping. Always.
And how are you shipping these things? Because I know you have some shoes that don't have boxes. Like, there's many different techniques, right? Sometimes I'll use tissue paper on each shoe and then put them in a poly bag, put it in. Some people will use the plastic wrap to put it, wrap them up like that real nice. How are you shipping your shoes without boxes?
I get the wrap from Home Depot, the saran wrap stuff. Basically anything I sell, I usually wrap in that big old saran wrap thing. And for shoes, I'll do like those little the UPS shoe boxes. And for shoes with box, I'm kind of lucky because at my job we get a lot of stuff and there's always boxes there for me. I just pick them up and take them. Every time I see a box that I can work with, I just pick it up and take it with me. So I do kind of get my boxes for free.
Guys, also go to USPS.com, order your supplies now. You can get a bunch of shoe boxes, a bunch of boxes, even the ones that you modify, completely free before fourth quarter. So, okay. So Jake's the man. Subscribe to his YouTube channel. Always putting out great content. Wade always has the best sellers in the community on. That was Moose, by the way. That was Moose. Appreciate it, Moose. Appreciate it. And he's fit. He's gonna live forever. It's he's gonna be sourcing when he's like over 100, you know. And so we're gonna be sitting. Well, by then they're probably gonna have like jetpacks and shoes that fly, right? I don't know. Maybe. Okay, so I want to ask you this one question because I think it's a big thing. Have you ever sold shoes and then the buyer scuffs them up and then sends them back to you? Like, have you ever had any nightmare situations selling shoes with returns? Any stories there that you can share?
I always try to. I mean, people have tried to scam me before. I think I had somebody. I sent them sold them a pair of Jordans, and then they said they weren't the right Jordans and stuff like that. What I try to do is I ask as many questions as possible to the buyer before, because I'm like any seller, right? Like when you see that return come in or not as described, it's like it just hurts your soul. You're like, oh, you know, and I hate it. I hate seeing that. and or someone questions legitimacy of something. Because usually if they do, all right. So you know what? For one I remember in particular, you still see me because you froze a little bit.
I see it perfectly.
Okay.
Perfectly.
Okay. So this one guy bought this pair of Jordan 4 breads from me. Okay, they had like Nike on the back, and I actually sniped those off of eBay and resold them. So they were like from 1999. So and they were solid, good condition, and everything like that. I took good pictures of them, and he sent me a thing saying he opened the box and the shoe was crumbled, right? So he sent a picture of the shoes and one was crumbled. And I did, real hard look at the shoes. I looked at my pictures and I looked for any inconsistencies in the shoe. And I saw that the shoe that he sent had a little bit of a scuff mark that wasn't on my shoe, right? So I was like, I let him know immediately. I'm like, I know that I'm gonna, what did I say? I'm trying to think, but I asked him, so I'm like, that's the exact same shoe I sent you. Did you wear it? Whatever. He's like, no, I didn't wear it. I just opened it up and it was like this, right? And I said, well, that shoe doesn't match the pictures of the shoe I sent you, and I'm gonna contact eBay about it, right? So I always bring eBay into it. I'm gonna contact eBay. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. And then he was just like, well, then can't you just send me $20? You know what I mean? Like it was just like he's just trying to extort me for money, right? So I mean, what I do is, like I said, I try to ask as many questions. I try to get them to see, like, did you wear the shoe? Is this, did you do anything? I try to get them to send me pictures. You always want them to get them to send you pictures, because then you can question whether that's the same shoe that you actually sent, right? So it happens. It doesn't happen very often, but I'm never quick to just like accept a return. I'm gonna scrutinize it, especially not as described, because I have to eat the shipping back and I might get a fake shoe.
And so another thing too, guys, is Ross Dress for Less does have shoes returned that have been worn before. So when you buy shoes at Ross or Burlington, these places, like, they definitely have been, some of these shoes have been worn before. And if you take them up to the counter and you clearly show like crease marks or dirt or something like that, they do give you a % off. So I actually did a Ross Dress for Less discounts video. And so if you go to YouTube, it was about 5 months ago, I did all the ways that you can get discounts through Ross. And I showed like examples with receipts that I purchased. Like that, if there's a defect or something wrong, they'll give up to 20%. You've got, you can bring your grandma or mom in and get discounts as well. There's like 5 different ways that you can get discounts. I did a video. If you guys are interested, you guys can watch that. But are you like, oh, and then also, have you ran across this where, I've ran across this where people will grab jackets or jerseys, especially Nike. They'll take out the pouches and put fake ones on and return it. Have you ran across that?
When you say take off the pouches, what do you mean?
Well, like any kind of embroidery or something, they'll take it off and then return it. I don't know why, but I've seen them. I've physically seen fake products within Ross. And I've seen a couple times where Glenn has found a couple of fake products too at Ross. Have you ever?
I get what you're saying. You're saying is that people are buying a real product from Ross and then returning it with the tag. Yeah, I mean, I could totally see that happening because the employees don't know. You know what I'm saying? The tag doesn't define the item. Yep. So theoretically, I could buy anything and then slap it on something else, and they wouldn't necessarily know the difference.
Are you buying clearance? Are you buying cheap clearance stuff for the following year when it goes on clearance in like November, December, like cleats, stuff like that?
I'll buy it if, like I said, once again, it just goes to the way I do things. If it's something that I feel is desirable, that people are going to want, something high end, I'm definitely buying it every time, whether it's, if I can make money on it, right? So if it's on clearance, it's just all the better, right?
So tell me, you have a job, and
Right.
Are we ever thinking about going full time, or are you happy at your work?
Man, I'm thinking about going full time all the time, man. You had a video a while back where you were announcing you were going full time, and I actually made the comment. I said, because whether or not your success make more money or less money, you got your freedom. You know what I mean? And to me, that's huge. You know, I could settle for making less money for my freedom, but to be quite honest, I think it's possible I can make more money. But you know, just right now with my son, where I rent is pretty expensive, so he can go to a better high school and stuff like that. So I do have a lot of kind of high expenses, and I almost rather kind of sl- slowly wean myself off of working. To be honest, I like to, if I'm going to move in that direction, I would move to like contracting for 20 hours a week to at least be able to pay rent, you know, car note, all that kind of stuff, and then step my reselling game up, and then eventually have that take over working completely.
Soon you're going to be like Moose, and he's got a hoarder's house full of bins like I do, and shoes, and it's starting to move in from the garage to the bedrooms to the dining room, full of inventory. That's gonna be you. It's definitely me as well. This is getting full.
I see it.
This is getting full. Like, Jake, look at this bad boy. I mean, I can't even move. I've got a rack here. I've got a rack here. Just wait, buddy. Just wait. Just no. But all reality it's work going full time. I keep saying this. You have your freedom, but it almost feels like you're leaving a 40 to work 80 and an 80-hour job. You're not really working 80 hours, but that's what it feels like because you're working hard, right? You're working for yourself. Nobody pats you on the back. You have to learn like that. You have to pat yourself on the back because nobody's going to be there to pat you on the back. I always say this, but if you're thinking about going full time, let me know in chat, guys. Let me know in chat. What's going on, Chicago Flipper? Finally caught Wade live. Thank you, my man. This is not a typical show. We have an amazing guest, but it was funny. Remember, Jake, you're like, hey, can you send me the link? And I was like, yeah, it's not for another hour.
I was like, because you had Pacific time, right? So I looked up PST and it did say 4 o'clock, but then there was this little thing over that says PST is not in use, and I'm just like, okay, well, Wade should know better than me what time it is over there. So maybe not. Maybe you didn't know. You didn't know better.
I was like, and then you text me, hey, yeah, I just got the notification we're going live. This is funny. Moose says, no joke. I'm trying to list the death pile now. Do you have a death pile? Jake?
Oh, yes. No, I wouldn't call it a death pile. I would just call it a pile of stuff potential money that I haven't listed yet.
There we go. That's a good way. I love it. Okay. So tell me, first of all, I want to ask you 2 questions. One, how the heck are you finding time to resell when you've got 2 kiddos, full-time job, and reselling on the side, and working out? Like, how are you managing your time? I'm curious. I like to ask this question. First of all, what time do you wake up in the morning? Like, I think that's a big correlation to somebody successful because you can get a lot done in the morning. What time do you wake up in the morning? Like, give me like a day in the life of you.
I wish I woke up earlier, man. But I wake up at like 7:30ish because my son will never wake up. So I got to make sure to get him up and push him out the door to school. After that, I try to eat something, whatnot. I got to get to work by 9. And I leave work about 5 o'clock. There's a Goodwill right next to the job, and I might jump in there on the way home from work. I come home, I try to. A lot of times I might just crash and take a nap or something like that. I'll take a nap and then I'll go to the gym. I'll hit Ross at night. And if I have to ship stuff, I'll be packing stuff that evening. Printing labels and all that kind of stuff. And with the YouTube videos, man, dude, like editing a video is like such a long process because you'll have like all this footage and then you got to pick what's good and what's not. And so I do feel like my schedule is very packed right now. But that's part of the reason I also say that I consider going full time because honestly, that 8 hours I spend at work every day, right? I could put to good use. You know what I mean? Because my whole day's booked right now anyway, basically.
So I'm looking at your thing real quick, and so this is the 12-hour sourcing trip. Ross, Nike, Goodwill, and Marshalls.
Yep.
So you got live footage of him in the wild, picking up these shoes, doing the research. And by the way, you take good camera angles. I mean, look at this. This is good footage, guys. Really good footage. Are you getting pulled over?
No, not getting pulled over. That's in DC. That footage is actually in DC.
Oh, really? That's awesome.
Yeah.
Guys, go subscribe. Let me put his YouTube channel in chat. Okay. So I think we got the lay of the land here. Like, oh, 1 second. Let me see if I hit enter there. Oh, I hit enter twice. Okay, good. So I want to say first and foremost, I want to ask one question in chat. Is there, guys in chat, put 1 if you're full-time, 2 if you're part-time, and I'm not going to flip you off, guys, but 3 if you are working but you want to go full-time. All right? 1 if you're full-time, 2 if you're part-time, and 3 if you want to go full-time. I'm really curious to see what everybody did, because some people love their job and they never want to go full-time. And I would like to see if you guys are full-time, part-time if you're number 2, and 3 if you want to go full-time. Hickory, I thought you were full-time. Maybe Jake, if you can see chat right now, it's crazy. There's a lot of 3s. There's a lot of people wanting to go full-time like you eventually. There's a lot of people. Okay. Do you have anybody that you like following? Like, I love asking this question. Instagram, YouTube. Tell me people that you like to follow, so that way people in chat can uncover, find these people. Do you have some people that you like following on social media?
You know what's funny is I'm very relatively new, like Instagram. I just opened that a couple months ago, so I just like the first couple people that followed me, I followed everybody back, and then it just got like it just started kind of taking off. But in regards to YouTube, obviously, Hustler Hacks, love that dude. I kind of started. I like Craigslist Hunter. I watch him. I watch Global Voodoo. I watch him. I watch some Rally Roots. It's funny. It's like once you go into like the YouTube spiral, it's like you just stay there. It's like I just sit down and turn on YouTube now. It's like crazy. I don't even watch TV anymore. I got no time for that.
Dude, it is addicting. Instagram is even more addicting. Like I find myself picking up my phone constantly for Instagram. And I was watching this, I don't know if Thrifty Santa's in the house, but he told me this show that you should watch, and it's on the History Channel, and Scared and Alone, I think is what its name, or Alone something. I think it's Scared and Alone. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think I've seen that before, yeah.
And it's about, they drop off 10 people in a remote area, no camera crew, nothing. They give the people a couple cameras to take footage, and whoever's last standing wins $500,000. And it's crazy to me that like some of these people are only staying a month to a month and a half, and they're going crazy because they don't have access to like people or to talk to anybody. And it's just funny. I always ponder, like, what if we didn't have cell phones for a month? What would it be like? Like, you guys wouldn't know what I was doing. Like, if we had no internet, no cell phones, like, it'd be crazy. It'd be crazy. Wouldn't you want to try that out?
A lot of stuff you think of now, it's like, it's exactly right. I mean, it's like, what were we doing? Like, like back in the day, man, with payphones and stuff like that, somebody left the house, they were just gone. Yeah. Like, you couldn't reach them. Like, they were just gone. Like, where are they at? I don't know. Nobody knows. They're just gone, right? And Wade, it's funny. Like, I always think about that, like, for people who worked in like the 60s and 70s and stuff. I'm like, when they went into an office, like, what the hell did they do? Like, there's no computer. Like, what are you doing? Like, you just sit at a desk and like write on a notepad. Like, what did they do? I don't know. So I mean, every era has that. Like, it just changes so much. You're like, how did they do it?
Well, we all know you're going to live to 120, so you're going to be able to see a lot more eras. All right, guys. So I want to say thank you so much for joining. I want to ask Jake one last question. What tell me, everybody that subscribed to your YouTube channel, and there was a ton of people that subscribed. I'm gonna put this link in chat, and if you're watching this after the fact, get it from the description. But what's the regimen for your YouTube? Like, do you do scheduled like uploads? Like, give us a snapshot for everybody that just joined you when they can expect you to upload.
I try to do one a week. That's pretty much been my schedule. I mean, I've been kind of really doing it since maybe like April, I think, or May. Like, I got kind of serious about it. My first videos kind of suck, guys, so you might not want to go back that far. People would tell me, they were like, "You're being so stiff." I was trying to be all professional, you know what I mean? And then I was like, "Nah, forget that." But yeah, I try to do like once a week, and I try to, you know, maybe I'll go out on a Saturday, try to get some, like a whole day. I try to get some good footage, some good stuff, and then I'll cobble in like stuff that I did throughout the week, like some quick stops I made to Goodwill and stuff. But my channel really is about everything. You know, I resell everything. So you're gonna see like old VCRs, you'll see like Jordans, you'll see stuff from Ross, you'll see under the counter Sony freaking CD players, you know, I mean, you'll see everything, vintage jackets, whatever. So I'm kind of like well versed in thrifting and retail. So yeah, I do it all.
Is it like no better experience to put a video out there? And do you get comments of people that like, "Hey, thank you for this information. Like, you helped me out." Like, do you ever get any of that on Instagram or YouTube?
Yeah, I actually do. A lot of people have been like DMing me and stuff like that, and you know, they say I helped out, or they ask questions and stuff like that. And I mean, honestly, it really is like a great feeling. You know what I mean? To know that you did help somebody, because I mean, it could be tough out there. You know, you don't know what people are going through all the time, and some, you know, being able to maybe stop in and sell a jersey or sell some shoes and make an extra $50 or $100, maybe, you know, it could really help somebody. So, I mean, hey, if I can help, I can help. You know, it's a good feeling.
Does the kiddos ever watch you on YouTube?
Is it what? My kids? You know what? Every one of my videos, I get like 1 or 2 thumbs down, and I always think that's my son. So I don't know. I always think my son's hating on me. He's like, thumbs down. I'm always like, who is that person? Like, there's always that one. Every video has 1 thumbs down.
So, guys, let me, by the way, if you're watching this, there's 70 people watching. Please hit the thumbs up if possible. Let me tell you, the thumbs down, for those that are watching that are starting YouTube channels up. And real quick, why we're on this topic, there's YouTube, there's YouTube professionals that help you with YouTube channels. And I know that we're in the reselling game, but I'm actually inviting one of them on my channel, guys. And they're going to go through the nuts and bolts of like just getting all your questions answered about starting a YouTube channel up, because there's a lot of stuff to it. And so look for that. But I get like, so you don't know who left you the thumbs down, but you can tell if they're subscribed to you or not subscribed to you.
Oh, yeah?
And look, it doesn't bother me 1 ounce if I get a thumbs down. Like, I don't think twice about it. It literally does not bother me at all. Like, it does not faze me. But I get a thumbs down religiously from 1 person, possibly 2 people, and they're both subscribed to me. So at least they're watching the content, right?
Right.
In your settings, you can, in the YouTube analytics, you can find out if they're subscribed to you or not. So if they're not subscribed to you, then it's probably like more of an organic thumbs down. But if they are, then you know that there's something deeper there, and they prefer to leave you a thumbs down. I don't know, but anyways,
wait, they say you don't make it until you get some haters, so I guess it's a good thing.
Yes, for me, it's and look, like, we all have those instances where you walk in a room and there's somebody there that you just don't gel with, even though you don't know them real well. Like, you just don't gel with them. Like, the personalities don't match. Like, you have a hard time communicating, right? And so maybe that's what that is. Maybe whoever's leaving me a thumbs down, just but if you are leaving a thumbs down, like, reach out to me and maybe we could be friends. Seriously. Like, if whoever's leaving me a thumbs down, because it's every single video, reach out to me. Seriously, let's have like a conference call. I will. I'll send you a Nike T-shirt completely free, and just to show my, just to take the first step. So whoever's doing that, and whoever's doing that for you, same concept, right?
Yeah, you'll get a T-shirt. Just let me know. But don't do extra thumbs down now to get free stuff either. It's just that one, whoever that one is.
Oh, that is smart. Actually, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, you're gonna get. Hey, wait, you're gonna get like 50 thumbs down. Everyone's gonna want a T-shirt.
Honestly, my chat is the most amazing people, like crazy cool people, and I love every single one of them. Like I know them on a personal level. They're always so kind. I have crazy cool moderators, very few, but like just Pac-Man. I don't know. Pac-Man, let me know. Have you ever actually kicked somebody out of my chat since you've been here throughout all these videos? Like over 100 videos, and I don't think he's ever done it. So it's pretty incredible. So Jake, I want to show you one thing. I forgot. So Rusted Raccoon has a YouTube channel, guys. And if you, I don't remember if you remember a live show that we had, but I was like, I saw one of those things on the back of your phone that you hold your phone with, and I was like, dude, I want one of those, right? And then he said he had a ton of them. He said he had a ton of them, Rusted Raccoon. And I was like, okay, yeah, send me one, right? So he sends me one, and look what this has on it. It has his it has his logo on there. Rusted Raccoon. Like, how many of these did you have made? Rusted Raccoon. You didn't buy a bunch of fidget spinners, did you? You didn't buy a bunch of fidget. That's funny. So yeah, now I'm gonna plop it on my phone, and I'm always gonna be advertising you, Rusted. So thanks, Bo. I appreciate that. It just that goes to show, like, I mean, Frenchie sent Axel a bunch of kids' clothes in like a Burberry box. Like, I get so much cool stuff from people, and I just want to say I'm not expecting it, but it's really cool that you guys support in so many different ways between super chats and kids' clothes and, you know, camera accessories. When you create like a bond with people, especially in your own YouTube channel, it's such a great experience to be able to help people, and then they help you back. It's crazy. It's crazy, Jake. It's crazy. All right. So that being said, we always leave off with words of wisdom. This is something that, you know, it doesn't necessarily need to be reselling related, but just something positive that you can leave off everybody with. And so I'm going to let you go. Something positive that maybe you tell your kids or yourself, or just a quote. It could be anything.
Well, I mean, that's a lot of pressure weight, but I would just say, like, you know, people who are looking to be resellers, or, you know, if you're already reselling or any of that kind of stuff like that. I think the key personally to being successful is diversity in what you're doing. I mean, not necessarily just limiting yourself to one niche. I mean, when I started kind of reselling thrifted merchandise, it was you know, I would be selling like shoes. I'd be focusing on finding Jordans and stuff like that. And then I walked into like a Goodwill one day, and there was no Jordans. And then I looked around, and I was like, wait a minute, you know, there's a whole bunch of stuff here, right? And, you know, I found like a broken record player that day that I sold for like $280. So that kind of really got me starting to look around. So, you know, if you kind of have a niche and you go in, and whether it's retail, whether it's thrifting or whatever, you know, just don't just leave. You know, there could be some other stuff there. You know, expand your horizons really, because in order to really, if you want to go full time, if you want to do stuff like that, you really got to be able to sell just about anything. And I also wanted to say, like, for people looking to get a little more knowledge on, you know, the shoes and stuff like that, like we were saying, like, you definitely want to check out Hustler Hack's channel. Like, if you're doing Ross and stuff like that, he definitely goes over the kind of stuff that you can resell there. And I would also say on Instagram, I would follow District Deals. And District Deals stays in the stores, and he's taking pictures of all the kind of stuff that's coming into Burlington's and Ross's and Marshalls and TJ Maxx. So you see him taking pictures, there might be a chance that that might be in your local store too. So you definitely got to keep your eyes open, follow social media, watch videos. And if you know anybody needs any help from me, you know, you can leave a comment on my videos or hit me up on Instagram.
I think that's huge. I think relationships and the retail arbitrage is huge, because you're getting a lot of eyeballs on product that possibly could be running into your cities and your stores. And I think I love watching Glenn. And if you guys don't know, Glenn's actually the one that did my YouTube banner. He's the one that actually created the Wade's Ventures YouTube banner and did a lot of my images and stuff. So he's really talented.
Hey, Glenn did my logo too.
Really?
Yeah.
The styles are similar to his. I like it.
Glenn's got skills. That's how we all kind of became friends. Is it kind of started off? I reached out to him about the logo, and then we hung out a couple times, and we're buddies.
It's crazy. Like, I met them in person once, and he's the exact same person, like in person, in real life. It's weird to say real life because but yeah, he's the exact same person outside of YouTube and Instagram in person than he is online, right?
Yeah, Glenn is super cool. Ken Hustleby, super cool, real cool guys. Definitely watch their channel, Glenn's channel. You will definitely learn a lot for retail arbitrage.
Rusted, I would reach out to him, let him know that one of us sent you, and it's pretty reasonable, the price. So he does a lot of graphics. He's quick. I had him do something for a friend of mine that's not a reseller, and he got it up to me, I think, in a day. He knew I needed it quick, but yeah, reach out to him. All right, so real quick before we go, I know this isn't the interview stuff, but I did get a lot of messages regarding just the craziness that's going on within the community. Just wanted to address that because a lot of people are messaging me on Instagram and social media about it. And my take on it is you'll never, ever, ever, ever see me bring that to my channel or Instagram, any kind of like issues at all. Because guess what? Like, to me, we are completely zero free. Think of this channel as Switzerland, right, guys? Like, it doesn't faze me one bit. So it's just one of those things where you got to let that stuff, because at the end of the day, we live once, and we only get one chance of life, unless you're Jake here and you get like many chances because he's really fit and works out and eats healthy. But it's funny to me, like my father passed away when I was 4, almost 5, and I remember when I walked in, there's only a few memories, like 4 or 5 memories that I know of him. And one of them is walking into the VA hospital and smelling the smell of the food, because it's not bad. It's just like a certain smell when you go in the VA hospital. And that's one of the memories I have. I know it's really weird, but just like I can remember that like vividly. And the reason I bring that up is life is so short. Like when Ashley was in the hospital because we couldn't figure out what was going on with her, I was walking around the hospital on Instagram, and I would walk by like the cancer area and the breast cancer area and like the tumor area. And I'm walking through these halls and I'm seeing young, old people in these getting exams. And it really like hit home. Like it made me want to like stop drinking soda and get like fit. And, it really, you realize that you truly do live once, and that's it. So you don't want the added stress of extra stuff that's around you. You want to continue to, bring positive vibes and positive energy. And even if you do have an opinion, it's one of those things where you just got to let it lie and move on, because at the end of the day, we truly live once. So I just wanted to bring that up because I am getting a lot of messages. And like I said, for me, I have many friends in this community. There's not one person I dislike. Everybody's got really cool talents. That being said, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and that's just my take on it. So, all right. That being said, thanks so much for coming tonight. You guys are amazing.
Thank you.
We're gonna have you on again. I would love to have you, Moose, try to get Glenn on here, and the Hustle be all in one channel. Wouldn't that be amazing?
That would be dope.
I wonder if Moose is still in here and see if we can do that. I would love to have like, maybe we can do like the Brady Bunch style and just have like a retail arbitrage live show. That would be amazing. All right, guys. So hit the thumbs up, subscribe to his YouTube channel, and I hope you guys have an awesome day. Thanks for coming. And tomorrow we have 2 interviews, guys. I will see you then. And until then, have a great night, guys, and get listening.
Appreciate everybody. Have a good night.
Yeah.